Nix, the only thing I can tell you is make God a priority. Honestly, guys, that was the best conversation I had that I feel will go down in history as the best advice ever given from my brother Kevin. I call him in a really crazy moment, and he said that's the only thing he can tell me. Make God my priority. Get closer to God. And that's my advice to you guys. Like a broken record, let me tell you, he also told me, say, Nix, if you're going to do this God thing, you have to be real with people. So the reality is, what he also taught me is that this life is a war. There's going to be things coming at you that you're going to need God on a moment by moment basis, guys. So I want to tell you, don't play around with your relationship with God. As soon as I wake up, guys, I say, God, what is it you have to say to me? And I seek his guidance for my life. Like if I don't start my day with God, like I have this routine, I have to have my smoothie, I have to do my exercise, and I must spend time with God, guys. It's a must. So I don't want you guys to miss out because we need God. We need his strength, we need his wisdom, we need his guidance on a moment by moment basis to tackle this life, this war that we are all facing in every aspect of our lives. We need him. Like I'll never forget, couple of months ago, I called my husband and I told him that some things that were going on with our house in Nigeria, that I'm coming over there. And he asked me a question. He said, who gave you permission to come? And I'm like, do I need permission to come to my own house? I don't think so. So I had to be strong. That God's strength, guys, needed to come through and said, I'm coming. Are you going to be the one to pick me up from the airport? Or do I get someone else to pick me up? You know, guys, this life is rough. And honestly, I could have come in to Nigeria and he could have even refused to let me in my house. What was I going to do, guys? That's why that advice from my brother was so important, to get closer to God. Because my problem where I was going wrong, I was leaning too much on my husband. I was too dependent on him. And God said, no, Miss Nikki. You got to depend on me. So that's why God has to be number one in our life, that we're leaning on him. So if my husband had decided he didn't want me back in our home in Nigeria, that was a decision that I had to deal with. So this life, you never know what's coming your way, but we can know without a doubt that God stands strong with us. You know, so he gives me the strength to be strong when I need to be strong. And thank God my husband called me back like an hour or so later. And at that time, he changed his complete tone and he said, I'm welcome to come. And he just asked if I'm coming, that I'm just bringing some parts and stuff for him for our business. You see what I'm saying? But that conversation where he said, who gave you permission to come? If I didn't have that God strengthen me to be strong, honestly, guys, my whole family could have been destroyed. And my life could have been, you know, who knows? But I know without any doubt that even if my husband hadn't changed his tone, that I know that God is with me every moment, every second. That whatever comes in my life, he sings me the song, say, you don't need no other body. So every day, this training that I do like an athlete, guys, the smoothie, the exercise, the appointments with God, that's what I need to take on my life. And that's what I'm recommending to you guys. Don't play around with your relationship with God. It's too hard, guys. So God is teaching me to be strong when I need to be strong and soft. So when my husband called back and he changed his tone, I say, no problem, sweetie. I will do my best to bring all the parts that you need. You know? So God just told me in my spirit, Nick, time to be soft. You know? So teaching me to go the extra mile in love and gentleness and faithfulness and loyalty. So strong when I need to be, soft when I need to be, but it's a constant conversation with God, moment by moment. God, what would you have me to do? Okay? So don't play around with your relationship with God, guys. This life is just too hard to do on our own.